My child, let me begin, not with gentle suggestion, but with a voice that shakes the dust off your spirit. What you're about to hear is not ordinary. It is not entertainment. It is not background noise. This is a divine dispatch from my throne, an urgent, holy stirring designed to reach the very core of who you are. For too long, you've sensed something trembling beneath the surface, an unrest, a yearning, a sacred tension in your soul that won't be silenced. That is me. I'm awakening the deep. I am breathing upon embers you thought had died. You are not here by accident. You were drawn. Because what I'm about to release through these words will not only answer your hidden questions, it will ignite your next season. So I speak this clearly. My child, something holy is stirring, and it is stirring in you. This is your summons. This is your moment to sit still, open wide your spirit, and listen, not with your ears, but with your soul. The enemy would love for you to be distracted, to scroll past, to miss this encounter. But I will let you. Today, watch this through to the very end. Don't miss a single breath I speak, for I have placed a word in every sentence, a shift in every pause, a breakthrough in every line. There are parts of this message that will unlock doors you didn't know were locked. There are sentences soaked in fire, ones that will burn away your fear, your doubt, your spiritual fatigue. If you turn away, it will not be because I did not speak. It will be because you hardened your heart when heaven was reaching for you. So hear me now, and hear me fully. Turn your full attention. Guard this moment like sacred ground. Because before this message ends, you will know I have stirred something eternal in you, and it will not be silenced. And now, listen closely. The stirring has begun. My child, lean in. Closer still. Breathe deeply now and listen, not with your ears but with your spirit. For I am speaking in the hush between your thoughts, in the quiet before the dawn, in the stillness that trembles just beneath your worry. I am not silent, I am stirring. I am not absent, I am moving. Even now, my spirit hovers over the hidden places of your soul, breathing life into the dry chambers, wakening what you thought was dead. You may not see the full work yet, but oh, feel it. Feel the wind that brushes against the still waters inside you. That's me. That's the movement of the holy. I am whispering your name, even when the world screams confusion. Be still and know, I am here. I am working behind the veil of what you cannot yet understand. What feels like silence is not absence, and is preparation. I do not rush what is sacred. I do not stir chaos, I stir peace. To wait in the hush. Linger in my presence. Lean not on your sight, but lean into my whisper. For my breath does not bring panic. It brings peace that surpasses understanding. This is not the wind of a storm. It is the wind of my coming. It is the breeze before the holy rain. You sense it now. You've cried out to me, asking for a sign, for direction, for a shift in your life. And now I say to you, I have already begun it. I have already spoken. I have already breathed. I have already stirred the waters of your life. Trust what you feel in the stillness more than what you see in the noise. Your faith is being refined in the quiet places. Do not rush the sacred silence, for in it I am weaving wonders you cannot yet perceive. Open your heart now. Let me in. Let me move. Let me shift the atmosphere within you. Let go of your anxious grip on what's next. Stop striving. Start receiving. Rest your heart on my chest and listen to the beat of heaven. I am not just with you. I am within you, renewing, recreating, realigning every fiber of your being with my will. What once was still is now swirling with holy momentum. Step into the stillness, not as one afraid of the quiet, but as one who trusts that I do my finest work in the unseen. Let me saturate your dry soil. Let me fill you where you felt empty. What looks like nothing is birthing everything. And I tell you now, the sacred stirring has begun. So rise not in panic but in peace. Rise not in your strength but in mine. Lift your eyes from what is lacking and focus on what is forming. I am building something beautiful in the silence. The delay was not denial. It was divine design. Now pause, my child. Breathe me in. Exhale the doubt. Feel my whisper move through the depths of your being. The Spirit of the living God is stirring within you, and everything is about to change. Stay near. Stay soft. Stay ready. For something holy is stirring, and it begins with you. My child, open your eyes, not just the ones that look outward, but the ones that see me. This is not an ordinary moment. This is a divine appointment. I have chosen this very hour to breathe awakening into the caverns of your spirit. You have waited, you have wondered. But now I say to you, awaken. The cold of winter has held you long enough. The night has lingered, but it cannot hold back the dawn I have declared. What was dormant is stirring. What has slept beneath layers of fear, regret, and fatigue is now rising under the weight of my glory. I am awakening what you forgot you carried. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not cast aside in some forsaken place. You are being summoned, called higher, called deeper, called into the new. Let the sound of my voice shake the dust from your soul. Let the warmth of my light melt away the hardness that grief tried to build. I am not asking you to force change. I am commanding the dead things to live again. I am commanding the roots to grow, the buds to bloom, the spirit to breathe. Hear me, your weariness is not a weakness. It was the soil in which I have been planting power. Do not despise your fatigue. That was the ground for your breakthrough. Even when you felt numb, I was near. Even when your prayers felt empty, I was collecting your sighs and shaping them into songs. You thought the season of beauty had passed, but I say to you, it is just beginning. I have decreed a holy shift over your life, and nothing can stop what I have spoken. Now, rise, my child. Rise in faith. Rise in confidence. Rise in full awareness that I, the Lord your God, have appointed this as your season of awakening. Lo mal ordained it. No enemy can revoke it. You were not made to sleep in sorrow. You were made to soar in strength. So lift your head. Shake off the dust. Walk into this moment with arms wide open. I am restoring joy, renewing vision, and refreshing purpose. Yes, what once felt dry will now bloom by my decree. I am speaking to the wilderness within you and saying, flourish. I am calling rivers to flow through places you deemed abandoned. Let your spirit respond. Let your heart leap. Let your faith rise. The spring of my spirit is breaking through the winter of your circumstances. This is the season you've prayed for, even when you didn't know how to say the words. So come alive. Awaken your heart to the sound of my voice. I am here. I am moving. I am awakening everything that carries my image in you. The veil is lifting. The dawn is breaking. My glory is upon you. And you, my chosen one, you are stepping into it now. You've asked me, why is everything shaking? And now I answer, because I love you too much to let you stay where you are. My child, I disturb comfort to birth calling. I interrupt patterns to realign purpose. I am not punishing you, I am positioning you. The tremors you feel are not the beginning of collapse, but the foundation of construction. When I disrupt, I do not do so in cruelty, but in covenant. I'm shaking what can be shaken so that only what is holy will remain. You feel things being pulled from your hands, people exiting your life, routines unraveling, and it has left you uncertain. But hear me now. What I remove for your good. What I rearrange, I do so for your future. What I shake so that my glory may flow without hindrance. Let go of the illusion that you were in control. Let go of the scaffolding you built around your fears. Let go of the comfort that numbed your calling. I am breaking the false peace so that you can receive the true one. You asked me to use you. You asked me to lead you. And now I'm doing what you couldn't have predicted, but what I always intended. The disruption is divine. I am uprooting the familiar, not to harm you, but to heal you. I am stirring the ground beneath your feet, not to make you fall, but to make you plant deeper roots in me. Stop clinging to what I am trying to shift. Surrender to the holy disturbance. Trust me. I am not finished with you. This disruption is not your ending. It is your entrance. You are crossing from convenience into calling, from safety into sanctification. The path ahead will not look like what you expected, but it will lead you exactly where I have destined. Keep walking. Keep trusting. Keep surrendering. What feels like chaos is actually divine choreography. Let me lead you through the shaking. Let me carry you through the rearranging. I know you feel exposed, like everything secure has been stripped away, but I am your security. I am your strong tower, your unshakable refuge. When all else moves, I remain. And I am building something that cannot be taken from you. You are not being ruined. You are being remade. Stand still in the middle of the storm and declare, my God is at work. Do not resist this holy interruption. Embrace it. Align with it. Let it refine you, humble you, and fortify you. For when I am finished, you will emerge stronger, purer, clearer, and closer to me than ever before. This is divine disruption. This is sacred shaking. This is the sound of your future being born. Do you feel the tension in your soul? That aching, stretching, pulsing deep within you? That is not confusion, my child. That is birth. I am birthing something holy through you, something heaven planted and spirit conceived. This is not a time of breakdown. It is a time of breakthrough. The contractions of your faith, the labor pains of your surrender, are not signs of pain without purpose. They are prophecies in motion. I have placed a seed within you, and it is coming to term. You are carrying more than you know. You felt the weight, but not the full wonder of what's about to emerge. Every tear, every trial, every moment of pressing has prepared you for this. This is not your undoing, it is your unveiling. And I say to you, stay close to me. Stay anchored in me. For you are too close now to stop. Too anointed now to doubt. Let every moment of waiting be sacred. Let every delay build expectancy. My timing is not your enemy. It is your midwife. I have measured every heartbeat of your obedience, and I tell you, it has not been wasted. Your yes in the secret place has echoed in heaven. Your hidden sacrifice has triggered a public unveiling. I am about to show the world what I have conceived in you. The pain you feel is not punishment, it is promise. The pressure is not to crush you, it is to crown you. Push, my beloved. Push with faith. Push with praise. Push with trust that I, the Lord your God, never start what I do not finish. My hand is upon your womb. My breath is upon your lungs. My glory is all around you. And what you birth in this season will carry the fragrance of heaven. Let nothing steal your hope. Let nothing block the flow. Do not listen to voices that sow fear. I am the one guiding this delivery. I am the one opening the doors, parting the seas, making the way. You are birthing more than a dream. You are birthing destiny. What I have planted is too sacred to be aborted by doubt or fear. Protect the promise. Speak life over it. Declare my word over it. This is the moment you've carried through your midnight hours. Now breathe. Breathe me in. Let your spirit expand to hold what I am placing within you. And when the moment comes, and it will, stand in the fullness of who I made you to be, and bring forth what I have written in your destiny from the beginning of time. This is the birthing of the new. And you, my child, are the vessel I have chosen. You've lingered at the surface long enough, my child. The shallow waters once felt safe, predictable, and familiar, but they can no longer sustain the weight of what I'm placing within you. I am calling you beyond where you've been. I am drawing you into the depths of my spirit, where mystery unfolds and glory is revealed. This invitation is not gentle suggestion. It is a divine summons. Let go of the driftwood of comfort. Push past the shallow places of routine. Step off the shore and into the wild wonder of my deep. Surface faith was sufficient for a season, but now I require something more from you. The treasures I've hidden were never meant for casual glances or convenient moments. They are buried deep in me, waiting for those who will dare to dig, to search, to hunger until they find. And you, my chosen one, are among them. You have felt the stirrings already, the subtle restlessness, the craving for more, the holy dissatisfaction with empty rituals. That hunger is not a problem. It's a signal. I'm awakening the deep in you so that you might find the deep in me. Come closer. Strip away what's unnecessary. Cast aside the distractions that have dulled your spirit. The noise of the world cannot follow you here. Silence your inner dialogue, and let me speak into the sacred stillness of your soul. In these depths, clarity awaits. In this intimacy, revelation lives. The whispers I've longed to share with you, they are not meant for the crowd, but for the one who sits at my feet and says, "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening." You've asked me to use you. You've cried for more of my presence. But you must understand, depth comes with surrender. Glory is unlocked by obedience. If you want to carry my fire, you must allow me to refine you. Let me cut away every shallow attachment. Let me remove every old structure that cannot bear the weight of this next outpouring. I do not pour new wine into old skins. I make all things new, starting with you. There are wells inside you that have not yet been tapped, gifts that have remained hidden, rivers that are waiting to burst forth. But they will not flow until you choose to dive deeper. The surface cannot carry what I am releasing. What I am entrusting to you demands intimacy, maturity, and unshakable trust. So dive in, my beloved. Let my spirit consume your intellect, your schedule, your control. Lose yourself in me so that you may find the life that truly satisfies. I am not calling you to strive, but to surrender. Let your heart be pierced by my voice. Let your soul echo with eternal purpose. This depth will not drown you. It will transform you. Follow me now into the unknown. For in the deep places, you will no longer question my voice. You will walk in it. And as you go deeper still, you will not only hear me, you will become the sound of heaven to the world. Don't turn away now, my child. You've only just begun to feel the weight of my presence. To stop here would grieve my spirit, for I have so much more to reveal, secrets that lie beyond the surface, depths that only the surrendered can carry. If you turn back now, you'll miss the very encounter I shaped you for. Don't silence the stirring. Keep listening. I am calling you into holy ground. You feel it, don't you? That weight on your chest, that fire in your bones. It's not anxiety. It's not pressure from the world. It's me. I am stirring the prophetic voice in you, not to remain silent in private, but to thunder in my name in public. The age of passive believers has passed. The time of bold prophets has come. I am awakening those who carry my heart, my burden, and my truth. I am activating your voice for such a time as this. Do not silence what I am stirring. Do not second-guess the fire. I placed it there. I lit it myself. I have marked your mouth with coal from my altar. Your words are not empty. They are arrows. Speak what I whisper in the night. Declare what I show you in the quiet place. I do not reveal secrets for silence. I reveal them so that my messengers may rise and roar. You have been chosen to carry my voice, not because you are perfect, but because you are willing. The time for hiding is over. I am calling you out of the shadows and into the light. You will not sound like others. You will not fit their mold. But that is by my design. I didn't anoint you to conform. I anointed you to confront. When you speak, atmospheres will shift. Chains will break. Heaven will collide with earth through your obedience. Let me remind you, my prophet, your assignment is sacred. You are not an echo of culture. You are the voice of my kingdom. Guard your ears. Filter every influence. Be saturated in my word so that what pours from you carries my spirit. I will give you visions in the night and dreams that shake nations. I will open your eyes to what others dismiss. What they call strange, I will call sacred. You are not crazy. You are not overreacting. You are perceiving what others are too numb to see. That burden you carry, it's intercession. That grief you feel, it's my sorrow. That trembling in your spirit, it's my urgency. You're not being dramatic, you're being downloaded. So speak, my beloved. Cry aloud. Blow the trumpet. Do not hold back. The earth is groaning, and I am answering through you. Arise, my prophets. Take your place on the wall. Watch it. Pray. Declare. Do not be swayed by rejection or misunderstood by men. You answer to me, not to them. You are my mouthpiece in a deaf generation. You are my lightning in a clouded sky. I will give you boldness. I will give you wisdom. I will give you divine timing. And when you speak, your words will not fall to the ground. They will accomplish what I sent them to do. This is your hour. This is your mantle. This is the stirring you were born to carry. The winds have changed, and you feel it in your bones. But this is no ordinary wind. It is sacred. I am orchestrating sanctified shifts in your life, and though the movement feels uncomfortable, it is divine. I am not just moving things around you. I am moving through you. The transitions you fear are holy in origin. They are not detours. They are direction. Prepare your heart, for I am shifting you from the familiar to the faithful. You've clung to what was stable, but I am establishing what is supernatural. The people, places, and priorities that once surrounded you are not being removed by chance. They are being cleared to make room for my glory. Trust me as I lift the scaffolding. Trust me as I remove the unnecessary supports. I am not leaving you exposed. I am revealing you as a vessel of purity and power. What looks like loss is not tragedy. It is alignment. I am removing what no longer fits the future I've designed for you. Grieve if you must, but do not grip what I've released. I know what you need better than you do. I see the horizon you cannot yet see. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. You are not being cast away. You are being set apart. Let the shift happen. Do not resist what I have ordained. Let me reshape your schedule, redefine your goals, even reorder your relationships. I am bringing you into holy alignment so that what I pour into you will not spill or be wasted. Do not fight the friction. It is the fire of my refinement. Let every move you make now be drenched in obedience. I am not asking for your perfection. I am asking for your trust. Lay down your blueprint. Release the idols of routine. Hold your plans loosely and grip my hand tightly. The road ahead may twist, but it is blessed. The terrain may rise and fall, but I go before you, leveling every mountain, raising every valley. Embrace the holy shift with reverent trust. This change is not against you. It is for you. It is sanctified, sealed by my word, wrapped in my timing. I will not let you miss what I have promised. I will not allow confusion to derail your destiny. Even if you feel displaced, know this: you are not wandering. You are being positioned. So step forward now. Follow the cloud by day, the fire by night. Let me lead, even when you don't understand. Trust me to finish what I started. I never stir without purpose. I never shift without plan. A move is holy. The shift is mine. And you, my beloved, are right where I want you to be. You cannot walk forward while clinging to what I've left behind. My child, the time has come to release the old wineskins. I have something new, something holy, ready to be poured out, but it cannot be contained in structures shaped by fear, pride, or religion. Let go. Let the old break so that the new may flow. I do not pour my fresh oil into vessels unwilling to expand. I do not release new fire into hearts chained to lifeless tradition. I am not interested in hollow gestures or routines that have lost their breath. I desire your surrender, not your performance. You have asked for more. You have cried out for my spirit. But now I ask you, can you carry it? Can you let me stretch you beyond the bounds of what feels comfortable? Can you let me dismantle the systems you built in my name but without my presence? My anointing will not be boxed in. I will not be reduced to rituals void of passion. I am the God of living waters, not stagnant pools. I move. I expand. I renew. So must you. Let me break the old containers. Traditions that once served you may now restrict you. Mindsets that once protected you are now prisons. I am not here to destroy you. I am here to rebuild you from the inside out. You must allow the shaking. You must let me stretch the places in you that resist transformation. I will not force you, but I will invite you again and again to surrender what cannot go where I am leading you. Stop protecting what I've already marked for removal. Stop romanticizing past seasons. Do not mourn the loss of what was. Celebrate the birth of what is coming. The wineskin of religion cannot hold revival. The vessel of fear cannot contain fire. My presence demands space to move. Let me create that space within you. Let me uproot every lie. Let me empty every vessel of stale beliefs so I can fill it with holy oil. I am inviting you to become new. Not just better, new. Reformed. Renewed. Rebuilt by my hands, not by your striving. The new wine I release will not only fill you, it will flow through you. It will pour into others. It will awaken dead places and revive dry bones. But it begins with your willingness to let me reshape your heart, your thoughts, your identity. Do not hold back. Tear the veil. Break the vessel. Surrender your need to understand every step. The mystery is part of the miracle. Trust me with the transition. When the old breaks, the heavens open. When you make room, I make rivers in the desert. I am not just touching your container. I am transforming your capacity. Let yourself be made new. Let your spirit expand. Let your soul breathe again. For the oil I am about to pour cannot be contained in what you once were. It will only be carried by who you are becoming. You long for clarity, for breakthrough, for awakening, and I say to you, return to my word, not as a habit but as a hunger, not for obligation but for revelation. My word is not ink on paper. It is fire in your bones. It is life to your spirit. It is breath to your lungs. It is the sword that divides, the light that guides, and the hammer that breaks chains. If you want to hear me clearly, sit with my word and expect me to speak. Every line I wrote carries power still. What I spoke through prophets, poets, and kings is not buried in history. It is alive now. Let it stir you. Let it disrupt your comfort. Let it provoke your obedience. You've allowed distractions to dull your appetite for my truth. You've let the noise of the world drown out the voice of your Father. But I say to you, return. Come back to the secret place with my word in your hands and your heart wide open. Read with fire in your soul. Read as if your next step depends on it, because it does. My word unlocks doors no man can shut. It breaks cycles that therapy cannot reach. It heals wounds too deep for human words. What medicine cannot fix, my word restores. When you read, don't scan, soak. Don't rush, linger. Let each sentence be a stream of water to your thirsty soul. Let every promise pierce through your doubts like light splitting the night. My child, stop treating my word as supplemental. It is not a side dish. It is the substance. It is the foundation. It is the voice you've been craving in the silence. I want to awaken your love for my scriptures again, not for knowledge alone, but for communion. This is how you know me. This is how you recognize my movements. This is how you become unshakable when storms come. If you want to discern truth in a world of lies, you must bury yourself in the truth that never changes. If you want your prayers to carry power, line them with what I've already declared. If you want to walk in authority, walk in agreement with what I've spoken. My word does not return void. It accomplishes purpose. It fulfills destiny. It tears down strongholds and rebuilds ruins. Let the stirring begin in the sacred pages. Let my voice rise like thunder from the ink. Let the verses tattoo themselves on your mind until your thoughts echo heaven. You say you're waiting for a word. I say I've already given you thousands. Open your Bible. Invite my spirit. Let the logos become rhema. Let the written become living. This is your invitation. To wake up every morning not to scroll but to seek. To carry my word in your pocket, in your mind, in your mouth. Speak it. Believe it. Declare it. And watch as my promises become your reality. The stirring you feel begins here, where my voice is forever preserved and endlessly alive. I am raising up a generation of watchmen, and I am calling you among them. You who feel deeply. You who weep for what others ignore. You who wake in the night with burdens too heavy to name. That is not a personality trait. It is intercession. I have placed a fire in your spirit, not to consume you, but to awaken the heavens. You are not random. You are my watchman on the wall. You are the one I whisper to when others sleep. Prayer is not optional anymore, not in this hour. It is not a ritual. It is war. It is birthing. It is breakthrough. I am stirring the intercessors. I am breathing fresh fire on your altar. What once felt dry will now blaze. What once felt burdensome will now feel like breath. You were born for this, to pray, to stand, to shake realms unseen. You may not hold a microphone, but you hold my ear. Let your cries rise like incense. Let your tears water the soil of revival. Let your groans speak what your words cannot. I understand every sigh. I translate every whisper. And I act on every cry born of true faith. When you pray, you shake foundations. You disarm darkness. You summon angels. You make way for my glory to enter the earth. Intercessor, rise. Take your post. Stop waiting for someone else to carry the burden. I gave it to you because I trust you with it. When others sleep, stay awake. When others grow numb, stay sensitive. You are not crazy for feeling the weight of nations. You are consecrated. You are not weak for weeping in worship. You are warring. Guard your heart. Saturate yourself in my presence. Speak what I show you. Roam when you cannot speak. Your prayers go further than your presence ever could. Your intercession is the scaffolding for revival. You are building altars in secret that will burn in public. You are covering leaders, nations, and generations with words only I will ever hear. But I hear, and I move. Let me strengthen you. Let me refresh you when the weight is too much. Let me remind you that every prayer counts. And nothing you whispered to me is wasted. I collect each word. I bottle every tear. I send armies at your command, not because of your strength, but because of your surrender. Keep praying. Keep watching. Keep bleeding. The stirring of intercession is the sound of awakening. You are not alone. Others are rising too. Across cities, tribes, and tongues, I am awakening the intercessors. The enemy fears your voice because he knows your prayers open doors he cannot close. So take your place. Light the fire. Watch the gates. Sound the alarm. Heaven is listening, and I am responding. My child, you have felt the fire. You have stood on the wall in prayer. Now I call you to take one more step. Let your giving become a continuation of your intercession. Every super thanks, every membership, every seed sown through PayPal is not a transaction. It is a spiritual offering. It is manna released, oil poured, rivers of my word flowing into the dry places of someone else's soul. You prayed, use me, Lord. This is how I answer. When you give, you don't just support a video. You open a door for another life to hear me whisper, I am with you too. I will bless what you sow, not just in return, but in overflow. Go now. Believe. Give. And let your offering become a trumpet in the Spirit. PayPal link is in the video description below. Pause but do not pull away. My heart is tender toward you, but I am also fierce for your destiny. To walk away now would be like turning from the very fire I lit within you. I've begun a work in your soul, and to leave it unfinished is to dishonor the urgency of this hour. You asked for me to speak, and I am. Stay close. Lean in. The next word could be the one that changes everything. You were not born by accident. You were not formed by chance. I shaped you with fire in my breath and purpose in my hands. I have appointed you, anointed you, and aligned you for this very moment. Do not shrink from your calling. Do not disqualify yourself based on your weakness. I chose you with full knowledge of your flaws, and still, I place my Spirit upon you. You are anointed, not someday, not when you feel ready, but now. I have set you apart for something that echoes beyond time. You may question your adequacy, but I do not. I have clothed you in my strength. I have marked you with my name. I do not assign without empowering. The task before you is not too great, because the power within you is not your own. I am with you. I am the fire in your bones and the light upon your path. I have already gone before you to prepare the way. Every obstacle has already bowed to my will. Do not fear the unknown. Obedience will unlock doors you never knew existed. Faith will carry you through gates you never dared to knock on. I will place words in your mouth, strength in your limbs, and boldness in your spirit. This assignment is not just a responsibility, it is a holy inheritance. You are carrying the mantle of heaven into the heart of the world. Your voice matters. Your presence matters. Your obedience will shift atmospheres. When you step forward, you do not walk alone. I send my angels before you. I release my presence beside you. I dwell within you. The battles you face are already under my command. The resistance you feel is confirmation of the authority you carry. Hell would not be roaring if you were not rising. Stand your ground. Lift your head. You are my ambassador, and I have filled you with holy fire. Do not compare your assignment to another's. Your anointing is not borrowed. It is handcrafted. I did not replicate you. I designed you. You are my original. Carry your calling with reverence, not reluctance. Walk in your identity with bold humility. You are a vessel, not the source. I am the power, you are the conduit. And when you yield, my glory flows freely. The world needs what I placed in you. The broken need your voice. The weary need your presence. The lost need your obedience. This is not the season to hesitate. This is the hour to move. Go forth, not in fear, but in fire. The same Spirit that raised my son from the grave now empowers your every step. Your time is not approaching. It has arrived. Your assignment is not in the distance. It is in your hands. Rise, my anointed one. The oil is already flowing. There is a fire I am lighting in you now, and it is not of this world. It will not burn out. It will not fade. It is holy, and it is mine. I do not ignite this flame for display. I ignite it for transformation. The fire I place upon your altar is not decorative. It is purifying. I burn away the dross. I consume the idols. I ignite the hidden parts of your spirit that have long slept under ashes of disappointment. My fire is awakening you, not to emotional zeal, but to divine clarity. Do not fear the flame. I am in it. I am not burning you to destroy you. I am burning through you to reveal what is eternal. Let every false desire be consumed. Let every shadow be exposed. Let every room of your soul catch fire with my presence. When I stir this fire, I do not ask for part of you. I consume all of you. I require a living sacrifice. I want your thoughts, your dreams, your ambitions, your fears, placed willingly upon my altar. This is not the time to preserve what I am asking you to offer. Do not hide your heart. Bring it fully. I will not crush it. I will refine it. I will mold it until it reflects my image. In the fire, you will find freedom. In the fire, your voice will be purified. In the fire, your eyes will begin to see clearly. What once flickered will now blaze. Where there was smoke, there will be glory. The cold corners of your heart are about to be set ablaze with purpose. You will speak with authority, not timidity. You will walk in power, not in shadows. My fire refines and empowers in the same breath. Let it spread. Let it run wild through every lie, every chain, every part of you still tethered to yesterday's grief. I do not start fires to entertain. I start them to commission. I am igniting a generation who will not apologize for their passion. I am stirring up warriors who will burn with compassion and conviction. I am raising up carriers of the flame who will walk into darkness and light it up with my glory. You are one of them. Let me ignite you. Let me consume you. Let me awaken what religion tried to suppress. You were never meant to live lukewarm. You were never designed to flicker and fade. I created you to blaze, holy, unshakable, eternal. So lift your hands. Open your mouth. Let the wind of my spirit blow across your altar. Let the fire fall, and when it does, do not look back. You have been set ablaze for a reason. Now carry this fire. Let it burn in your eyes, your words, your footsteps. Let every room you enter feel my heat in you. This is not emotional hype. This is a holy awakening, and it has only just begun. You have looked around and seen no fruit, no water, no clear path forward. But I say to you now, do not despise the wilderness, for it is where I do my most sacred work. You feel forgotten, but I have never been closer. You feel lost, but I am leading. You feel surrounded by emptiness, but in the quiet of lack, I am revealing your purpose. This wilderness is not punishment. It is preparation. I do not waste wilderness seasons. I build warriors in them. Look again, my child. Though you see desolation, I see formation. I am shaping your identity where no one else can interfere. I am establishing unshakable trust. I am severing your dependence on applause, approval, and comfort. You are not hidden. You are being forged. The silence around you is the canvas for my whispers. The stillness you fear is the soil of encounter. I am not withholding from you. I am pouring into you. But I've brought you to a place where only I can satisfy. Do not fear this stretch of sacred solitude. I led my prophets into wildernesses. I revealed myself to Moses on a mountain of isolation. I prepared my son in the desert before unleashing him in power. The wilderness does not mean you are off course. It means you are being refined for the course ahead. This is the proving ground of the holy. This is the crucible where revelation is born and strength is tested. You are not without covering. I am the cloud by day and the fire by night. When you cannot see the road ahead, trust the presence above. Let my voice be your compass. Let my word be your daily bread. Manna still falls for those who look to me. Water still springs from rocks when faith is present. Do not chase shortcuts. Stay where I have planted you. Learn what I am teaching. Drink from the well that only opens through surrender. I know it feels long. I know it feels dry. But this is the very ground where your roots are growing deeper than ever before. When the floodgates open, and they will, you will stand strong because of what I did here. In this quiet, sacred season, the wilderness is not the end. It is the passage. It is the path to promise. So embrace the stillness. Let me speak louder than your surroundings. Trust my guidance over your need for understanding. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. I am clearing out the noise so you can hear me clearly. I am stripping away distractions so you can carry only what matters. Your wilderness is about to become a place of wonder. Where you once felt barren, you will soon bear fruit. Where you felt forgotten, you will soon be called forth. Hold fast. Keep walking. Stay with me. For even in the wilderness, I am working miracles in you. Awake. That is my call to you now. No more slumber. No more compromise. No more drifting beneath the dull cloak of comfort and routine. I am stirring my church, not with gentle taps, but with thunder in the heavens and fire on the earth. I am breathing into dry bones that once sang my name but grew quiet. I am reviving what culture tried to bury. My spirit is not interested in passive gatherings. I am not building crowds. I am awakening a consecrated people. You were not designed to blend in. You were not formed to entertain. You were not saved to sit silently. I called you to stand apart. I called you to shine in the darkness, not mimic it. The lukewarm days are over. I am separating those who follow me from those who merely speak my name without knowing my voice. Holiness is no longer an option. It is your calling. Righteousness is not a label. It is your identity. The hour is late, and the harvest is great, and I am shaking the slumber from your bones. Let me rattle your routines. Let me confront your spiritual apathy. My love does not flatter, it refines. I am not angry with you. I am jealous for you. I want all of you, not a part. I want your worship to be a wildfire, not a whisper. I want your prayers to shake cities, not just rooms. I want your faith to look like obedience, not just belief. You have grown used to safety, to schedules, to systems that mimic power but carry no flame. But I tell you now, this shaking is mercy. I am disrupting comfort so that you might rediscover conviction. I am blowing winds through temples where the oil once flowed but has now crusted over with tradition. Let me break the shell. Let me restore the roar. This is not religion's revival. It is heaven's invasion. Do not wait for someone else to lead the charge. You are the church. You are the temple I inhabit. You are the vessel I long to pour through. You are the voice I want to thunder from the pulpits and the street corners alike. If you feel the stirring, don't suppress it. Submit to it. If your heart burns when you pray, do not douse the flame. Fan it. If you see injustice, don't scroll past it. Stand against it. You are not powerless. You are filled with my spirit. Rise, sleeping bride. The groom is near. Prepare your lamp. Trim your wick. Let your flame be seen from afar. I am calling you to shine, to serve, to prophecy, to heal, to lead, to love with power that comes not from this earth but from the throne of grace. The church will not sleep through this hour. I am waking her. I am stirring her. I am filling her again. You are part of that awakening. Do not resist it. Do not delay. You were born for this moment. Rise, for the church must burn with glory once more. You have questioned who you are. You have wrestled with labels, expectations, and the haunting lies of your past. But hear me now. Those names the world gave you were never mine. I call you beloved. I call you chosen. I call you my own. Your identity is not formed by trauma, culture, or failure. It is forged in the furnace of my love. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not lost beyond return. You are mine, and I am restoring every shattered piece of who you thought you were. I see you reaching for meaning. I see you trying to perform for approval, to earn what I already gave freely. You do not have to prove yourself to me. You are not an imposter in my presence. You belong here. You are my child, not by accident but by divine decree. I knit you in the womb with intention. I formed you with precision. I wrote your days before you lived one. I am not ashamed of you. I am not frustrated with your process. I am invested in your becoming. Let me dismantle the false names you've carried. Let me break the agreement with fear, rejection, and unworthiness. I never called you inadequate. I never said you were too much or not enough. The enemy twisted the mirror, but I am clearing the glass. Look again, and see yourself through my eyes. You are not defined by sin. You are redeemed by my Son. You are not the sum of your mistakes. You are the product of my mercy. You are royalty, not rubble. Walk boldly in who I have declared you to be. You do not need permission from others to step into your inheritance. I have crowned you with purpose. I have anointed you with significance. You are not an extra in someone else's story. You are a central figure in mine. Your voice carries authority. Your presence shifts rooms. Your obedience births revival. Identity is not about appearance. It is about alignment. When you align with who I say you are, power flows. Peace comes. Clarity breaks forth. Let me realign you. Let me peel away the false selves until only truth remains. I do not want a version of you shaped by shame. I want the real you, the one I dreamed of when I breathed you into existence. You are not who you were. You are not what they called you. You are not what you failed at. You are my masterpiece, and I am not done revealing my glory through you. Rise up, not in arrogance but in confidence. Walk like someone sent. Speak like someone sealed. Move like someone marked by heaven. The enemy fears who you're becoming. He trembles when you embrace your identity, because he knows that when you know who you are, you become unstoppable. Step into the fullness now. The veil has lifted. The lies have been exposed. The truth is this: you are mine. Dreru. You've come too far to walk away half awakened. I have revealed who you truly are, not so you would feel inspired, but so you would be transformed. My spirit is grieved when you stop short of fullness. Don't return to labels I already destroyed. Don't abandon the stirring. You were made for fire, not comfort. Keep going. What comes next will confirm what your spirit has long hungered to know. You heard good of revival. You felt tremors of awakening. But now I tell you plainly, I am stirring the nations. My spirit is not confined to borders. My glory cannot be stopped by governments or silenced by regimes. I am moving across continents, through cities, into villages, over mountains, under oceans. The earth is mine, and I am reclaiming it with fire and mercy. What was once spiritually barren will bloom. What was spiritually dark will blaze with my light. Every language is hearing the whisper. Every tribe is feeling the tremble. What man has divided, my spirit is now uniting. I am healing ancient wounds. I am reconciling estranged peoples. I am pouring out dreams upon the old and visions upon the young. I am calling forth missionaries, pastors, prophets, and reformers, not just from seminaries but from street corners, prison cells, refugee camps, and forgotten places. My kingdom knows no hierarchy of worth. I am anointing the willing, not the polished. The revival you've prayed for is not coming in a building. It is coming in waves, in fire, in people who have said yes to me without condition. I am raising voices in Asia, in Africa, in Europe, in the Americas, in every place where feet touch soil and hearts still long for something more. This is not emotional hype. It is a holy takeover. Do not underestimate what I am doing just because it hasn't yet made headlines. My spirit often moves in the margins before it floods the main stage. I am stirring hidden altars, underground churches, unknown worshippers whose names are not known to man but whose fragrance is familiar in heaven. The world does not see them, but I do. And I am gathering them like flames into a wildfire that cannot be quenched. Pray for the nations. Intercede with urgency. Send your resources. Offer your voice. Go if I say go. Stay if I say stay. But above all, tear. Let your heart break for what breaks mine. Let obayam become ogameyan. I did not create you for comfort. I created you for kingdom impact. You are a part of this stirring. You may never set foot on foreign soil, but when you pray for them, you partner with heaven's plan. This is not a revival of one nation. It is a revival of hearts worldwide. My name will be lifted in every language. My Son will be glorified in every tongue. What politics cannot heal, my Spirit will redeem. What history has broken, my presence will restore. Do not look with natural eyes. See with the eyes of eternity. Hear the sound rising from the earth, a cry for hope, a song of deliverance, roar of revival. I am answering it with a wave that no force of man can contain. The nations are mine, and I am stirring them for my glory. I have never needed many to shift history, only the yielded. I do not measure power in numbers but in purity. And now I am calling forth the remnant. You are among them, not because of your perfection, but because of your surrender. You did not blend in. You did not bow. You did not forget my voice when the world shouted louder. You kept the fire burning when others let theirs fade. You held on to truth when compromise offered comfort. My eyes have searched the earth, and they have landed on you. You may feel small, overlooked, even forgotten, but I have carved your name on the palm of my hand. You are my set-apart one, raised for such a time as this. I have not chosen you for applause. I have chosen you for impact. This remnant I am gathering will not look like the world expects. They will not carry titles men admire, but they will carry authority from my throne. Their voices will not always be loud, but their words will cut through darkness like a blade of light. You are part of this holy uprising. You do not need a stage to be seen. You are already seen in heaven. I have whispered my secrets into your spirit because I trust you with them. The remnant walks differently. They listen when others speak. They pray when others sleep. They obey without explanation. You know the cost, yet you still say yes, and that is why I will pour my glory upon you without measure. I am not looking for polished vessels, I am looking for willing hearts. I am not interested in show. I desire surrender. This is not the hour of celebrity Christianity. This is the hour of consecrated warriors. Your purity is your passport. Your intimacy with me is your power. You do not need permission to rise. I am the one who has appointed you. Do not wait for a platform. Speak where you are. Do not wait for permission. Go where I send you. The remnant I raise now will go places others fear, carry burdens others avoid, and bring truth where deception has long reigned. Let me reinforce your spirit now. You are not alone. Others are rising with you, from caves of obscurity, from deserts of testing, from corners of silence. Together, you will carry my fire. Together, you will stand when others fall. Together, you will see mountains move and strongholds crumble. The world may mock your reverence, but heaven applauds your obedience. Your calling is not fragile, it is forged. You are not on the sidelines, you are on the front lines. Step into your assignment without hesitation. Refuse to dilute your fire. Refuse to conform to systems I never ordained. I am raising a generation that walks with fire in their eyes and holiness in their bones. You are my remnant, and through you I will awaken nations. There is a sound reverberating through the heavens, and I am letting it touch the earth. Can you feel it rising? Can you hear it echoing beyond what your natural ears can grasp? This is not background noise. This is not emotional frenzy. This is the rhythm of heaven, the roar of angels, the thunder of my throne, the worship of the redeemed. I am releasing this sound into your spirit because I want you to carry it wherever you go. You were created to be a carrier of divine resonance. You were not made to mimic the sounds of the world. You were formed to echo eternity. I have placed a trumpet in your spirit, a melody in your bones, a war cry in your breath. And now I am stirring it. I am calling you to release what you've kept locked inside. Sing with the authority of one who knows me. Speak with the boldness of one who walks with me. Shout with the clarity of one who hears me. Worship is not a warm-up, it is warfare. Praise is not passive, it is prophetic. When you open your mouth in alignment with heaven's sound, walls fall, chains break, atmospheres shift. I do not need volume. I desire agreement. I am looking for voices who carry the sound of surrender. I am looking for hearts who beat in sync with mine. Let me teach you to sing again, not from performance but from presence. Let every note you release be saturated with truth. Let every word you speak carry the vibration of the kingdom. You are not an echo of culture. You are the voice of the King. This sound I stir in you will awaken dry bones. It will silence torment. It will dismantle lies. Heaven's sound carries healing. It carries power. It carries direction. When you worship, you create space for miracles. When you praise, you dismantle despair. When you declare my name, hell retreats. The enemy cannot operate where the sound of worship is alive. So let it rise, unapologetic, undiluted, unashamed. You were made for this symphony. Even your groans are known in heaven. Even your sighs carry weight before my throne. I bottle your cries. I tune your spirit to match the frequency of my will. The more you dwell in my presence, the more you will resonate with my sound. And when you align with heaven's rhythm, nothing can shake you. Let worship become your weapon. Let praise be your protocol. Let every breath you take echo with eternal purpose. I am releasing a new psalm, not just into churches, but into streets, into homes, into nations. And you are part of the chorus. Do not mute what I've stirred. Do not hold back what I've placed in you. Heaven's sound is rising, and your voice is a vital part of it. The fields are ready. The soil has been broken. The seeds have been sown. The rain has fallen. And now the harvest is stirring. You may not see the full bloom yet, but beneath the surface the roots are trembling with life. I have timed this season perfectly. The laborers must rise, for the harvest cannot wait. Souls are ripening in every city, every neighborhood, every corner of the earth. I am calling you, not just to observe, but to gather. You were not saved to spectate. You were saved to reap. There are people all around you whose hearts are softening. What looked like rebellion was really hunger. What felt like resistance was deep thirst. I have been tilling their hearts through trials, pain, and longing. Now I am sending you to bring them home. Not with pressure, but with power. Not with persuasion, but with presence. You do not need a title to be a harvester. You need eyes to see and a heart that breaks for what breaks mine. Let compassion become your compass. Let love be the sickle in your hand. Speak with tenderness, but move with urgency. This is not the hour for delay. The moment is now. I have placed divine appointments along your path, strangers who need your light, coworkers who need your truth, families waiting for your voice to bring peace. Do not underestimate the power of your obedience. One word from you, breathed by my spirit, can change eternity for another soul. You do not reap alone. I am with you in every conversation, I'm whispering in the spaces between your sentences. I am touching hearts as you simply show up. You are not responsible for results. You are responsible for showing up with me alive in your eyes. Trust the timing. Trust the soil. Trust that what I began in them, I will bring to fullness through your faithfulness. Do not be discouraged by what looks unfinished. Some harvests take time. But I promise you, nothing is wasted. Every seed of kindness, every moment of prayer, every act of mercy has prepared the ground. Now, step out and gather. Do not wait for ideal conditions. The time will never be more ripe than it is now. Lift your eyes. The fields are white. The wind is moving. The harvest is not distant, it is here. And I have chosen you to gather what has been prepared. Move with compassion. Speak with boldness. Serve with joy. Love without condition. You are not just one among many, you are a harvester handpicked by heaven. Your feet are anointed. Your hands are blessed. Your voice carries the urgency of eternity. Step into the field. The harvest is waiting, and you are ready. You feel it, don't you? The quiet urgency humming in the background of your days, the pull in your spirit, the tension in the unseen. That's me. I am summoning you now with the voice of eternity. My return is not a distant theory. It is a present truth. This stirring you sense is not emotional hype. It is a divine alarm ringing in your soul. I am preparing the earth. I am aligning the heavens. I am moving swiftly. And my call to you is clear: be ready. I am not speaking of readiness in behavior alone, but in posture, in hunger, in focus. I am not asking for performance, I am demanding attention. Let every distraction be silenced now. Let every idle habit fall away. You cannot live casually when eternity draws near. I am not waiting for the world to become worthy. I am coming for a bride who is awake, alert, and anointed. I am looking for those who still burn when the oil runs low, those who refuse to trade their fire for comfort. Let your heart rise in holy urgency. This is not fear, it is reverence. I am not stirring panic, I am awakening purpose. You were never meant to merely survive. You were called to stand radiant, clothed in readiness, eyes fixed on the sky, hands engaged in the harvest. I never told you the day or hour so that you would live every day as if it were the hour. That is what it means to live ready. Do not fall into slumber while the heavens prepare to part. Do not allow your spirit to grow dull while the trumpet is being raised. I am not idle. I am moving. The signs are echoing through creation. The earth groans. The nations tremble. Time itself is bending toward my return. And I tell you plainly, you must not be found unprepared. Let your lamp be filled with oil. Let your heart burn with longing. Let your faith be alive with obedience. Be quick to forgive. Be swift to obey. Be ruthless with sin. Be tender with love. Every choice you make echoes in eternity. Do not waste your days in shallow pursuits. Invest in what will never fade. Store up treasure where rust and moth cannot touch it. Walk in righteousness not because of fear, but because of honor. Let every step you take declare, I am ready for my King. I am not calling you to hide in fear. I am calling you to shine with courage. You are not fragile. You are filled with power. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. You are not just waiting for me. I am moving through you even now. Every act of obedience hastens the day. Every prayer whispered in faith builds the foundation for what is to come. The shaking will increase. The darkness will try to thicken. But you, my light bearer, my truth walker, my faithful one, you will shine all the brighter. I have placed a seal upon your spirit that cannot be erased. Do not grow weary. Do not grow numb. Stay awake. Stay clothed in strength. Stay filled with fire. This is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of glory. I am returning not to visit. I am returning to reign. And when I come not in secret, but with power, with majesty, with the voice of many waters and the thundering of eternal justice. Let your soul be ready. Let your life be ready. Let your heart be found faithful. For behold, I am coming, and something holy is here. You've heard my final call. You felt the weight of eternity pressing into your heart. And now respond, not with delay but with divine action. This moment is holy. When you give through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you do not give to a platform. You join a mission. You release my word into the deserts of despair, planting seeds that will grow into testimonies of transformation. I said give, and it will be given to you. And I do not speak in vain. You are not just supporting, you are partnering with heaven. Act now. Don't miss the blessing I've appointed for your obedience. Give and watch me move. Now, my beloved, the fire has been placed in your spirit. You have heard my voice, not in thunder alone, but in the still whine that wrapped itself around your soul. You are no longer unaware. You are no longer uninvolved. Something holy is stirring, and you are a part of it. Do not walk away unchanged. Do not let this be another moment that fades into memory. Let it become a marker in your spirit, a turning point, a commissioning, a holy encounter that launches you into divine momentum. Speak now. Respond to my voice. Let the fire in your bones become the flame upon your lips. Declare what I've stirred in you. Comment below. I feel the stirring. I say yes, or something holy is awakening in me. Let your words be more than digital ink. Let them be spiritual decrees. Heaven listens when you declare. Hell trembles when you align. Speak boldly, not for applause, but for activation. Declare who you are, what you've heard, and where you're going. Use your voice to join this holy uprising. Every comment becomes a spark, every declaration a flame, every voice a trumpet. And if you felt the fire, share this with someone who needs to be awakened. Be the messenger. Be the voice. Be the stirring. Now rise. You are not merely a listener. You are a carrier of the holy. Something eternal has begun in you. Let the world know, my child, something holy is stirring, and it has started in me. So, still your heart for just a moment. I know the world is loud, and the list of things you have to do is shouting for your attention. The deadlines at your job, the bills that are due, the unspoken tensions in your family, they all clamor for your focus. But I am not in that noise. I am not in the earthquake of your anxieties, or the fire of your frustrations. Listen. Can you hear me? I am in the gentle whisper that comes when all the other voices have faded. It is in the quiet moments, when you are driving alone, or just before you fall asleep, that I speak to your soul. This is where the change begins. I am waking up a part of you that have been asleep for a very long time. You have been walking through your days feeling a little numb, going through the motions, haven't you? You have felt a deep and unnamed restlessness, a feeling that something is profoundly missing, even when life is, by all accounts, good. You have mistaken this feeling for discontent, for chaos, for a problem you need to solve. But that restlessness is not your enemy. It is the sound of my spirit knocking on the door of your heart. It is my love calling you out of your spiritual slumber. I am calling you to something more than just surviving your days. Pause now. Just for a second. Breathe in. Feel that. It is my presence, wrapping around you like a warm blanket. That deep stirring you feel, that sense that you are on the edge of something you can't quite see. That is me. I am tuning your heart to a new frequency. For so long, you have been tuned to the station of the world, hearing only its static of fear, comparison, and striving. You have measured your worth by your productivity, by what others think of you, by the balance in your bank account, and it has left you feeling empty, has it not? I am turning the dial of your spirit away from that noise to a frequency of grace, peace, and purpose. It is a frequency that perceives my movement beyond the surface of your everyday life. You will start to see my hand in places you never noticed before. This holy stirring doesn't start with a lightning bolt. It begins with a quiet question that bubbles up from your soul. You look at your life, at the world, and you ask, is this all there is? That question, my beloved, is a prayer. It is the first sign that you are waking up. It is a longing for the eternal that I myself have placed within you, a deep yearning for a connection and a reality that the temporary things of this world can never satisfy. Do not be afraid of this new feeling. Do not rush to fill the silence or the longing with more noise or another distraction. Instead, I invite you to receive this initial call not with fear, but with a holy curiosity. Open your heart to the mystery. Let the questions come. Let the longing deepen. You are on the threshold of something sacred. Something holy is stirring, and it is stirring for you. Before a beautiful structure can be built, the ground must be prepared. A wise builder does not lay a foundation on rocky, uneven, or unstable ground. In the same way, my beloved, before I can plant this new, holy thing in your life, I must first prepare the soil of your heart. I see your confusion. You feel the stirring, this call to something more, yet in some ways, life feels more disruptive than ever. Old memories are surfacing. Past hurts that you thought you had buried are suddenly feeling fresh. You feel a discomfort in your own spirit, and you have wondered if you are going backward. My child, do not be mistaken. This is not regression. This is preparation. I am the divine farmer, and I have come to till the ground of your being. I am turning over the hard, compacted places within you, the places hardened by years of unspoken disappointment, the unforgiveness you hold towards that person who wounded you so deeply, the stubborn doubt that whispers to you in the night that I will fail you again. You have tried to build your life over these patches, to pretend they are not there, but they have kept my blessings from taking deep root. I am reaching in now, with loving hands, to remove the stones that have bruised your soul for too long. Each stone has a name, doesn't it? There is the stone of that betrayal by a friend you trusted. There is the stone of that failure in your career that still brings a sting of shame. There is the stone of the harsh words spoken over you in your childhood that you have never been able to shake. I see every one of them. Let me lift them. Let me carry them away. I'm also pulling up the weeds of worldly anxiety that have been choking the life out of your faith. The constant worry about your finances, the suffocating fear for your children's safety and future, the endless striving to be enough, to do enough. These are weeds that steal nutrients from your soul and block out the light of my presence. I know this process feels disruptive. It feels messy and even painful to have these things dug up. You would rather leave them buried. But a seed cannot grow on a rock, and it cannot thrive amongst weeds. Trust me in this. Every bit of discomfort you feel is purposeful. It is the necessary work to create a space for a miracle to grow. I am watering this newly tilled ground. Some of that water comes from your own tears, the tears of repentance as you let go of old grudges, the tears of release as you finally grieve what was lost. And I am watering it with the gentle, morning dew of my mercy, which falls fresh upon you every single day, washing you clean. Understand this, my beloved, the yielded heart is the most powerful thing in creation. It is the fertile ground upon which I can build my kingdom, a place where the seed of my purpose can finally take root and bear fruit beyond your wildest imagination. Surrender the soil of your heart to me. As I prepare the soil of your heart, you are beginning to notice something else changing within you. Your tastes are changing. The things that used to satisfy you are starting to feel hollow. This, my child, is a gift from me. I have placed within you a divine discontent, a holy dissatisfaction with powerless religion and empty traditions. For a long time, you have gone through the motions. You have attended the services, sung the songs, and said the prayers, but you have walked away feeling that you have merely observed something rather than encountered someone. You have listened to sermons that entertained your mind but left your spirit hungry and untouched. That ache you feel afterward, that thought that there must be more than this, that is a sacred echo of my own heart's cry for you. I am not interested in your religious observance. I am interested in you. This holy discontent is my instrument, designed to propel you out of the comfortable, shallow waters and into the deep, thrilling, and transformative reality of a real relationship with me. You are starting to see, perhaps for the first time, the vast, canyon-like difference between knowing about me and truly knowing me. Knowing about me is collecting facts, like a historian. It is knowing the stories, the doctrines, the rules. But knowing me is the adventure of a lifetime. It is conversation. It is intimacy. It is walking with me through your day, sharing your heart, and learning to recognize my voice above all others. I am breaking your appetite for spiritual junk food. The world, and even some parts of my church, will offer you 1,000 things that look appealing but provide no nourishment. They offer you emotional highs that fade, motivational speeches that do not empower, and entertainment that distracts you from the deep, underlying hunger of your soul. I am making those things taste like ash in your mouth, so that you will begin to crave the only food that can truly satisfy. This stirring is my call to you to abandon the comfortable plateaus where the view never changes. It is an invitation to begin the ascent up my holy mountain, where the air is clearer, the perspective is eternal, and my presence is tangible. Yes, the climb requires effort. It requires leaving some things behind. But the view from the summit is worth every step. Do not fight this yearning. Do not try to satisfy this divine hunger with worldly snacks. Embrace this holy discontent. Let it fuel your search for me. It is the homing beacon of your spirit, a signal I placed in you before you were born, calling you out of the wilderness of empty religion and back to the intimacy of your Creator's heart. Follow that call, my child. It is leading you home to me. As your dissatisfaction with the superficial grows, you will feel a new, corresponding appetite forming within you. It is a craving, a deep and urgent hunger not for bread alone, but for every word that proceeds from my mouth. For years, my word may have sat on your shelf, collecting dust. It might have felt like a history book, a collection of ancient stories, or a list of difficult rules you could never quite keep. You have tried to read it out of a sense of duty, but the words often felt flat and lifeless. My child, listen to me. I am breathing on those pages for you now. I am sweeping away the dust and illuminating my scriptures with fresh, personal revelation. This is a sign of the new season I am bringing you into. A new journey requires new provision, and you cannot walk into the future I have for you on the stale manna of yesterday's encounters. You need fresh bread, daily bread, and I am teaching you where to find it. You will pick up your Bible, and suddenly, passages you have read 100 times will leap from the page and grab your heart. A verse you memorized as a child will detonate in your spirit with new meaning, speaking directly to the situation you are facing today. This is not a coincidence. I am teaching you how to feast upon my truth. This is not about speed reading chapters to check a box. It is about lingering over a single phrase, chewing on it, meditating on it until it moves from your head to your heart and becomes the very fiber of your being. My word is alive. It is active. It is sharper than any two-edged sword, and I am giving it to you as both a weapon and a source of nourishment. It has the power to cut away the lies you have believed and to nourish the new life I am growing in you. The answers you are desperately seeking for this new era of your life are not complicated. They are not hidden in some mystical experience or from some famous teacher. They are hidden in plain sight, right there in my unchanging word. Do you need wisdom for a decision at work? Feast on my truth. Do you need strength to forgive someone who has hurt you? Feast on my truth. Do you need hope when the world seems to be falling apart? Feast, my beloved, on my truth. This deepening hunger is a sign that I am preparing you. I am strengthening you. I am equipping you. Do not ignore it. Make time for it. Prioritizing. Turn off the television. Put down your phone and open the book. Your spirit is crying out for sustenance, and I have prepared a banquet for you. As you feast on my word, you will begin to see me more clearly. And as you see me more clearly, a new feeling will begin to take root in your heart, a holy awe. The fear of the Lord, which is the beginning of all wisdom, is being re-established in you. Now, do not misunderstand. I am not speaking of the cowering terror of a slave before a cruel master. You are not my slave. You are my cherished child. The fear I am restoring in you is a profound, breathtaking, heart-stopping reverence. It is the awe a person feels when standing at the edge of a vast canyon, suddenly aware of their own smallness and the immense majesty of the creation. It is the reverence an astronomer feels when peering through a telescope at galaxies beyond comprehension. I am pulling back the curtain of the ordinary just a little, giving you a glimpse of my majesty, my otherness, my consuming fire. For too long, you and much of my church have grown too casual with me. You have approached me as if I am merely your pal, your buddy, a genie to grant your wishes. While I am your closest friend and I delight in your fellowship, I am also the Almighty God who spoke worlds into existence and who holds the universe together by the word of my power. This restoration of awe is a gift. It has the power to instantly realign all your priorities. When you are truly in awe of me, the things that once seemed so important, the opinion of others, the pursuit of material wealth, the craving for comfort, begin to shrink to their proper size. In the light of my holiness, they are revealed for the temporary and trivial things they are. The casual, flippant approach to my presence will no longer satisfy you. You will find yourself wanting more than a quick, distracted prayer in the morning. You will begin to crave time in my presence where you are simply still, silent, and in awe of who I am. This reverence will purify your worship. It will no longer be about the quality of the music or the eloquence of the speaker. It will be about you, a created being, lost in wonder, love, and praise before your Creator. And this all will sanctify your daily life. When you truly grasp even a fraction of my holiness, the allure of sin begins to fade. Why would you trade the priceless diamond of my presence for the cheap, broken glass of a fleeting temptation? It simply loses its appeal. Embrace this awe, my child. Do not be afraid of it. Let it recalibrate your heart. Let it anchor your soul. For in seeing me as I am, you will truly begin to understand who you are. As this holy awe of me grows, and as you feel safer in my presence than you ever have before, know that my light will begin to penetrate the most secret chambers of your heart. Understand this: my light does not come to condemn you. It comes to cleanse you. It is the gentle, persistent light of dawn, not the harsh glare of an interrogation lamp. I am lovingly, carefully, beginning to expose the hidden root systems that have hindered your growth for years. You have spent so much energy trying to manage the surface-level symptoms, but I am a God who heals from the root up. I am showing you the deep root of bitterness toward a family member that has been poisoning your relationships for decades. I am revealing the taproot of pride that keeps you from admitting when you are wrong and from asking for help. I am exposing the tangled roots of fear, fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of the future, that have kept you paralyzed and living a life far smaller than the one I designed for you. I know your first instinct is to hide, to pull back, to cover these things up again. You feel ashamed and afraid of what I will think. My child, listen to my heart. This revelation is an invitation. It is my invitation to you to stop hiding and to bring these things out into the open, into the light of my grace, where they can be healed once and for all. Do not run from my searching gaze. The things you try to hide in the dark are the very things that have power over you. They fester there, growing stronger in the shadows. But what is exposed to my light loses its power instantly. I am your gentle surgeon. My scalpel is my word, and my hands are guided by a love so immense it chose the cross for you. I am cutting away the disease, not to harm you, but so that true, vibrant, healthy life can finally flourish in its place. The holy stirring I am creating in the earth requires a holy people, a people who can carry my presence without hindrance. And holiness, my child, begins with honesty. It begins when you stop pretending. It begins when you have the courage to agree with me about what is hidden inside you, trusting that my forgiveness is greater than your sin and my power is perfected in your weakness. Do not be afraid. Let the light in. True freedom is on the other side. My child, as you surrender these hidden parts of your heart to me, as you allow my light to heal and cleanse you, a vacuum is created. It is a holy emptiness, and I will not leave it empty for long. For behold, I am doing something you have longed for, something your spirit has been crying out for in the driest seasons of your life. I am opening the windows of heaven, and I am preparing to pour out my spirit upon you in a measure you have not yet known. Listen to me. This is not something you can earn. This is not a reward for your good behavior or a wage for your religious efforts. You have been trying so hard in your own strength, haven't you? You have been white-knuckling your way through your faith, trying to be good, trying to change, trying to hold it all together. I see your exhaustion. I see how tired you are. This fresh outpouring is not the work of your effort. It is a sovereign move of my grace upon a heart that has finally said, I cannot do this on my own. It is for the thirsty. It is for the weak. It is for you. You will feel this as a new wind at your back. Where you once had to push and strive for every inch of spiritual progress, you will now feel a divine momentum carrying you forward. I am empowering the faint part of you that was ready to give up. I am giving a new, bold voice to the timid part of you that has been afraid to speak my name. I am setting free the captive part of you that has been bound by old habits and mindsets. By my Spirit's might, you will begin to do what was once impossible in your own strength. Forgiveness will come more easily. The words to encourage a friend will flow naturally. The desire to pray will feel less like a chore and more like a lifeline. But hear my heart in this, my beloved. This outpouring is for intimacy first, and then for power. Do not make the mistake of chasing the experiences, the gifts, or the feelings. Seek the giver. Seek me. The power you will walk in is a byproduct of the time you spend with me. The goal is not just to use my power, but to know my heart. Your greatest strength will be your utter dependency on me. So how do you receive this? You position yourself under the flow. You stand under the open heavens with a heart of humility, knowing you do not deserve it but receiving it with gratitude. You posture yourself in prayer, not with frantic begging, but with quiet expectation. You are my child, and I am your father. It is my good pleasure to give you the kingdom, and the essence of that kingdom is the tangible, empowering presence of my Holy Spirit. Prepare yourself. The rain is coming. As this new rain of my Spirit begins to fall, do not be surprised when you also feel the heat of the furnace. The two come together. This may confuse you. You may think, if God is pouring out His Spirit, why are my circumstances getting harder? Why is there so much pressure? My child, the holy stirring and the holy fire are part of the same refining work. I am not turning up the heat to destroy you. I am turning it up to refine you. I am forging within you an unbreakable, unshakable faith, and that kind of faith cannot be created in times of ease. It is forged only in the crucible of adversity. When life is easy, faith is theoretical. But when the heat is on, when your finances are tested, when a health crisis strikes, when a relationship is strained to the breaking point, that is when faith becomes real. I know your first instinct when the trial comes. You ask God, where are you? And then, what did I do wrong? You start to believe that the trial is a sign of my displeasure or my absence. Banish that thought. I am never closer to you than when you are in the fire. I am with you in that furnace, just as I was with the 3 Hebrew children, and the fire will not consume you. Its only purpose is to burn away the impurities. What are the impurity? The impurity of your self-reliance, the belief that you can handle things on your own. The impurity of your shallow trust, which believes in me for the small things but panics with the big things. The impurity of your conditional love, which praises me on the mountaintop but questions me in the valley. I am burning these things away so that what remains is a faith that is pure, genuine, and more precious than gold. I am teaching you to trust my goodness even when you cannot trace my hand. I am developing your spiritual muscles. You do not grow stronger by lifting feathers. You grow stronger by lifting weights. These trials are your spiritual gymnasium. Every time you choose to trust me in the middle of your fear, you are building a spiritual strength that will sustain you in the days to come. Remember this: a faith that has not been tested cannot be trusted. I am making you trustworthy, my child. I am building a deep, resilient, and unwavering belief within you so that I can entrust you with more of my glory and my purposes in the earth. So do not fear the furnace. Do not resent the process. Emerge from this fire free from the things that held you back, reflecting the image of my Son, and carrying a faith that the fires of hell cannot scorch. With this forged faith and this fresh outpouring of my Spirit, you will begin to hear a new sound. It is a clarion call, an urgent summons to a deeper, more fervent life of prayer. The time for passive, sleepy petitions is over. The season for half-hearted, distracted prayer is ending. My child, I am calling you from duty-based prayer, where you recite a list as a chore, to desire-based communion, where you seek my face because you cannot bear not to. I am moving you from monologue, where you simply talk at me, to a true dialogue, where you learn to be still and listen to what I am speaking back to you. For too long, Your prayer life has felt like sending a letter and hoping it arrives. I am inviting you now into a real-time, heart-to-heart conversation. This stirring is producing an urgency in your spirit. You are beginning to realize that the battles you face, in your family, in your mind, in your community, cannot be won with human strategies or positive thinking. They are spiritual battles that must be fought with spiritual weapons, and the primary weapon I am calling you to is prayer. I am awakening intercessors. I am stirring the hearts of my children to stand in the gap, to become a wall of prayer around their families, their cities, and their nations. You are one of them. The burden you feel for your unsaved loved one, the ache in your heart for the brokenness you see in your community. That is me placing my own heart within you and calling you to partner with me in prayer. The great strategies of my kingdom are not released in boardrooms or on stages. They are downloaded into the hearts of humble, seeking individuals in the secret place of prayer. This is where clarity comes. This is where strength is imparted. This is where demonic strongholds are torn down. This new stirring will be fueled and sustained only by those who learn to wrestle with me in prayer. I do not mean a wrestling of rebellion, but a wrestling of relentless persistence, like Jacob, who said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." It is a prayer that holds on to my promises with bulldog faith, refusing to give up until my will is done on earth as it is in heaven. Learn to pray this way, my child. Pray with persistence. Pray with faith. Pray with the authority I have given you through my Son. The effectiveness of this holy stirring in your life and in the world around you depends on it. As you go deeper in prayer, you will begin to see the world around you with new eyes. You will notice the turmoil, the instability, the chaos. You watch the news and your stomach churns with fear. You see political divisions, economic uncertainty, and social unrest, and you wonder what is happening to the world. My child, listen to my voice above the noise. Do not be alarmed. I am the one who is shaking everything that can be shaken, and I am doing it for a purpose. This is not a sign of my absence, but a sign of my imminent activity. I am allowing economic systems to be shaken because you have placed your security in your jobs and your retirement accounts instead of in me, your true provider. I am allowing political structures to be shaken because you have put your hope in leaders and parties instead of in me, the King of Kings. I am allowing even religious institutions to be shaken because you have found your identity in a building or a denomination instead of in your relationship with my Son. This great shaking is an act of my mercy. I am lovingly demolishing all the false refuges you have built, all the weak things you have leaned on, so that you will be forced to find your security in the only thing that is truly unshakable, my kingdom and my character. I am your rock, your fortress, your firm foundation. Everything else is sinking sand. In the midst of this global shaking, I am also sifting my church. I am separating the wheat from the chaff, the committed from the casual, the lovers of my presence from the lovers of worldly comfort. The pressure is revealing what is truly in the hearts of my people. Do not let this process drive you to fear. Let it drive you deeper into me. Let the uncertainty of the world cause you to cling more tightly to the certainty of my word. Let the instability around you cause you to stand more firmly on the rock of my unchanging nature. When everything that can be shaken is shaken away, those who have built their lives on me will find themselves still standing, stronger than before. This turmoil is your invitation to seek refuge not in the systems of the world, but in the secret place of my presence. Cling to me, my beloved. I am your only true safety. I am your unshakable kingdom, and I will not be moved. You have felt the world shaking, and you have asked me, Lord, what can I do? This is your answer. While the foundations of the world tremble, my word remains the only unshakable rock. As you partner with this ministry, your gift becomes an anchor of my truth for a soul being tossed in the storm. Every super thanks you give is a seed of divine stability planted in the soil of a life overcome by chaos. Remember my promise. The one who is generous will be blessed, for I see the heart that gives in faith. This moment is not an accident. I have placed this opportunity before you to spread the holy stirring that calms the world's fear. Now act. Give through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description. Plant your seed on unshakable ground and partner with me in bringing my peace. I have poured out my spirit, forged your faith in the fire, and shown you the shaking of the world. I have done all this to equip you. Do not close your heart to me now. To stop listening would be to receive the armor for the battle, but refuse to hear the mission plan. It would deeply wound me to see you full of my power, yet unwilling to see the broken world through my eyes. The purpose for this stirring is what I long to share with you next. Do not leave. My child, all of this, the tilling of your heart, the divine discontent, the hunger for my word, the awe of my holiness, the refining fire, the call to prayer, the shaking of the world, it is not for you alone. This entire process is designed for a singular, ultimate purpose, to make you a vessel of my love to a broken and desperate world. I am breaking your heart with the things that break mine. For too long, your primary focus has been on your own life, your own problems, your own comfort. You have looked at those who are far from me with subtle judgment, with indifference, or perhaps with a vague sense of pity. But I am changing that. I am washing away the apathy and the spiritual navel-gazing that has paralyzed my body for so long. I am replacing your judgment with a genuine, aching love for those who do not know me. I am giving you my eyes. You will begin to see the person who serves you coffee not as a function, but as a soul for whom I died. You will see the difficult coworker not as an annoyance, but as someone trapped in pain and fear. You will see the forgotten, the marginalized, and the broken through the lens of my boundless compassion. This holy stirring you feel in your own soul is not meant to terminate on you. It is a mobilization for the greatest harvest the world has ever seen. The renewal I am doing in you is so that I can flow through you. The comfort I am giving you is so that you can become a comforter. The freedom you are experiencing is so you can lead others out of their own prisons. Your renewed passion for me must and will overflow into a relentless passion for souls. You will find that your prayers begin to change. You will pray less for your own comfort and more for the salvation of your neighbor. You will take risks you never would have taken before, starting spiritual conversations, inviting people into your home, sharing the story of what I have done in your life. The fear of what people might think will begin to fade in the light of an eternal soul hanging in the balance. Do not resist this, my child. This is the purpose for which you were saved. This is the great adventure. The safe, comfortable, inward-focused life is over. The mission has begun. Your heart, now plowed and watered and set on fire with my love, is ready to be a beacon of hope to a world lost in darkness. As your heart breaks for the world and your passion for me overflows into a passion for others, you may at times feel overwhelmed, as if you are a solitary soldier on a vast battlefield. You have looked at the state of my church, at the divisions, the arguments, and the petty disagreements, and your heart has ached. You have wondered, where are the others who feel this way? Am I the only one who longs for something more? My beloved, you are not alone. This holy stirring is not an isolated event happening only in your heart. At this very moment, across denominations you have been taught to be suspicious of, across nations you have only seen on a map, and across generations you have felt disconnected from, I am breathing this same call. I am the divine shepherd, And I am calling my scattered sheep with a whistle that only they can hear, and they are beginning to lift their heads. They are beginning to recognize the sound of their master's voice, and they are starting to move. I am orchestrating divine connections. This is not something you can manufacture or network your way into. It is a supernatural gathering. You will meet someone at the grocery store. You will strike up a conversation with a stranger online. A new family will move in next door, and you will feel an immediate and unexplainable connection in your spirit. You will recognize in them the same hunger, the same divine discontent, the same passion for my presence that I have placed in you. These are not chance encounters. I am forging kingdom alliances for the difficult and glorious days ahead. I am weaving a tapestry of relationships that will be your support, your encouragement, and your front line in the battles to come. You will find your tribe, my child, not by frantically searching, but by faithfully following the quiet leading of my Spirit. As you walk in obedience to what I have called you to do, you will literally bump into the very people I have assigned to walk with you. The profound isolation that the enemy has used as his primary weapon to weaken and discourage you is being broken. You will realize you are part of a vast, unseen army that is rising up all over the earth. There is a corporate strength, a synergistic power, that I am unlocking as my people lay down their personal agendas and come together in true unity. This unity will not be based on identical doctrine or a preferred style of worship, but on a shared, burning devotion to my Son, Jesus, and a desperate dependence on my Spirit. Lift up your eyes. You are not alone. My family is gathering. As I gather my remnant, and as this new sense of unity and purpose begins to grow, you will all encounter a significant challenge. The new thing that I am doing cannot be contained in the old ways of doing things. Listen to my words. You cannot pour this new, fermenting, powerful wine of my Spirit into the old, brittle, inflexible wineskins of man-made religion and tradition. To do so would cause the wineskin to burst, and the precious new wine would be lost. This holy stirring I am creating will inevitably and purposefully challenge your traditions, your methods, and your comfort zones. I know how comfortable the old ways are. They are predictable, they are measurable, and they feel safe. But I am not a God who is safe. I am a God who is good. I am not a God who is predictable. I am a God of the new. My life, my power, and my presence cannot be managed, contained in a box, or confined to a museum. The new life I am bringing forth requires new structures to hold it. I am calling for a new flexibility in you, a new innovation in my church, and a radical willingness to let go of the way we've always done it. This will feel threatening to some. It will feel disrespectful to others. But you must understand, when I ask you to let go of an old method, it is not because it was evil, but simply because its season is over. The strategies that worked in a past season are not sufficient for the one you are now entering. I am calling you to build arks, not museums. I need you to be responsive to the leading of my Spirit in the moment, not just reliant on the blueprints from the past. You cannot simply patch the old garment of a dying system with a new piece of cloth from this stirring. The tear will only become worse. You must have the courage to embrace the completely new garment I am providing. Please hear my heart. Your resistance to this change is a resistance to me, for I am a God who is always moving forward. I am leading my people out of the wilderness and into a new land. Do not be like those who long for the leeks and onions of Egypt. Do not cling to the old wineskins. Let them break. Let them go. The new wine of my Spirit requires new wineskins, hearts and communities that are pliable, humble, and immediately responsive to me. Embrace the new thing I am doing. It is your future. As this new wine is poured into new, flexible wineskins, the result will be the release of my tangible power. My child, I am unlocking a spiritual armory that has, in many places, been collecting dust. I am releasing gifts of my spirit that have been dormant, or even denied in my church. You have read about the miracles in my word and perhaps thought of them as history, as something reserved for the apostles or a bygone era. I am here to tell you that I am the God who is, not just the God who was. The same Spirit that raised my Son from the dead lives in you, and He is not a spirit of timidity, but of power, love, and a sound mind. I am anointing my children with fresh power for healing the sick, not just with medicine, but with a touch. I am releasing the gift of prophecy, not for telling fortunes, but for speaking my words of encouragement, edification, and comfort into people's lives. I am sharpening the gift of discernment, so you can distinguish between my spirit, the human spirit, and the spirit of the enemy. I am making room for miracles that will display my glory and leave the world without excuse. I must be clear with you. These gifts are not for your personal glory. They are not to build your platform, attract a crowd, or make you feel special. They are tools in a toolbox, given for two purposes: to build up and strengthen my body, the church, and to be a powerful demonstration of my kingdom to a skeptical and hurting world. Your part is to step out in faith. I am calling you to desire these gifts earnestly. Ask me to activate what I have already placed within you. When you feel a nudge of compassion to pray for a sick friend, that is your invitation. Step out and pray. When a thought of encouragement for someone pops into your head, that may be the beginning of a prophetic word. Step out and share it. This stirring is a re-enlistment into my supernatural army. You are being moved from the spectator seats onto the playing field. Do not be afraid of what you do not understand. Trust me. As you desire these gifts for the right reasons, out of a love for me and a love for people, I will distribute them as my Spirit wills, all for the common good. The world does not need another clever argument. It needs a demonstration of my power. This new level of unity, this release of new wine, and this activation of spiritual gifts all lead to a single, critical point. They demand a new level of surrender and obedience from you. The time for hesitation, for debate, for spiritual risk assessment is over. The stirring I am creating in your heart requires an immediate and complete obedience to my voice. My child, I will begin to ask you to do things that may not make sense to your natural mind. I will prompt you to give when your bank account says you cannot afford it. I will call you to forgive when every fiber of your being wants to hold on to the grudge. I will direct you to speak to a stranger when you are feeling shy. I will ask you to lay down a habit or a form of entertainment that, while not overtly sinful, is cluttering your soul and hindering your ability to hear me clearly. Your logical mind will argue against these things. Your friends may not understand. It will require a trust that goes beyond your intellect. You must understand that your obedience in the small, unseen moments is the training ground. It is the boot camp for the greater assignments I have for you. If I cannot trust you to be obedient in the secret place when no one is watching, how can I entrust you with a public demonstration of my power? If I cannot trust you with a small prompting, how can I give you a kingdom-sized assignment? Blessed and powerful are those who hear my word and act on it without delay. They do not need to have all the answers. They do not need to see the full blueprint. They simply trust the heart of the Father and take the next step. Hear me clearly on this. Partial obedience is disobedience. I am seeking a people whose yes to me has no reservations, no conditions, and no escape clauses. The level of my power you experience, the clarity of my voice you hear, and the impact of your life on eternity will be directly proportional to the level of your surrender. Do not negotiate with my instructions. Do not delay your response. The stirring requires movement. Step out. Obey. Your simple, radical, unquestioning obedience is the key that will unlock the fullness of what I want to do in you and through you. You have heard the call to my people. You understand the need for new wineskins, and you feel the call to obedience. This is the path I have laid, but it is not the destination. To stop listening now would be to walk the entire path to the throne room, only to turn away at the door without beholding the King. Everything I have sent so far is a prelude to the one I long to reveal to you. It would grieve me beyond words for you to miss this. Zayd, let me show you my son. My child, we have talked about many things, the preparation of your heart, the new hunger, the fire of trials, the call to prayer, the gathering of my people, the release of my power, and the demand for obedience. Now, I want to bring it all into focus. I want you to understand the ultimate purpose, the final goal of this entire holy stirring. It is all for this one thing, to bring a new, more glorious, more breathtaking revelation of my Son, Jesus, to your heart and to the world. Everything I am doing is designed to point to Him. He is the center. He is the prize. He is the answer. I am moving you beyond seeing Him as just a historical figure you read about in a book. I am taking you beyond seeing Him as merely a good moral teacher or a source of comforting principles. I am revealing Him to you as He truly is, the living, breathing, reigning King of the universe, who is seated at my right hand in absolute authority, and who is, at the same time, intimately present with you by His Spirit. In this new season, I am revealing the power that is in His blood to cleanse you from all sin and shame. I am revealing the unshakable authority that is in His name to silence the enemy and move mountains of impossibility. I am revealing the stunning, scandalous glory of His grace, which covers you not because you are good, but because He is. Everything will be measured against the supremacy and sufficiency of my Son. Your problems will be measured against His power. Your sin will be measured against His grace. Your future will be measured against His promises. The more you truly see Him, the more you will be effortlessly transformed into His likeness. It is in beholding Him that you are changed. This entire holy stirring is the work of my Spirit, whose primary mission is to testify about the Son. He is drawing your attention, your affection, and your allegiance to Jesus. He is causing a fresh love and a renewed passion for my Son to well up within you. Because when you fall deeply in love with Jesus, obedience is no longer a burden, sacrifice is no longer a loss, and shining His light becomes your greatest joy. This is the goal, my child. To know Him, to love Him, to reflect Him. Everything else is secondary. As the glorious reality of my Son is revealed more deeply within you, I want to make something very clear. This holy stirring, this awakening in your soul, is not a vague or random feeling. It is a specific commissioning. It is your personal invitation, an anointing for a purpose I have designed for you from the beginning of time. For too long, you have wrestled with a sense of insignificance. You have looked at others with larger platforms, with more obvious gifts, or with more followers, and you have thought that their calling was more important than yours. You have despised the smallness of your own circle, your quiet office, your chaotic home, your simple neighborhood, not realizing that this is the very field I have assigned to you. You have asked me for your purpose, and I tell you, look around. It is right in front of you. I have created you with a unique calling that fits the contours of your life as perfectly as a key fits its lock. No one else has your story. No one else has your voice. No one else has your exact combination of strengths and weaknesses. No one else can fulfill the assignment I am giving you. I am highlighting the needs and the people I have assigned to you. It is the coworker who eats lunch alone every day. It is the family member whose heart has grown cold and distant. It is the neighbor who hides their loneliness behind a polite smile. Do not despise this sphere of influence I have given you. It is in these seemingly small, everyday interactions that my kingdom advances. The anointing I am placing upon you now is the divine enablement to accomplish this task. It is my super on your natural. It is the grace that will give you the right words to say at the right time. It is the wisdom to love the difficult person. It is the strength to persevere when you see no immediate fruit. Stop waiting for a bigger stage or a louder microphone. Your stage is your life. Your microphone is your love. This stirring is your wake-up call. My child, your training is sufficient, and your mission is beginning now. Will you accept it? Will you have the courage to be my hands and feet in the small corner of the world I have entrusted to you? For in your faithfulness in the little things, I will prove you faithful with much. Now that you understand your purpose, I must teach you about your power source. How will you accomplish this mission? How will you stay pure in a polluted world? How will you find the strength to love, to forgive, and to persevere? My child, the answer is simpler and more profound than you can imagine. It is not found in a method, a program, or a set of rules. It is found in a person. It is found in my presence. You have, for much of your life, treated my presence like a place you visit. You go to church on Sunday to enter into His presence. You have your quiet time in the morning to spend a few moments in my presence. But I am inviting you to a radical shift. I am inviting you to stop visiting my presence and to start living in it. I want my presence to be the very atmosphere you breathe, every moment of every day. The most powerful secret I can share with you is this: my presence is not the reward for your perfection. It is the means by which you are made holy. You do not get clean to take a bath. You take a bath to get clean. In the same way, you do not become holy to earn my presence. You live in my presence, and it makes you holy. I am teaching you how to cultivate a constant awareness of me. As you work, as you drive, as you care for your family, you can be in a state of quiet, continual conversation with me. This is what it means to abide. This is what it means to host my presence, to make the atmosphere of your heart and your home so welcoming to me that I delight to dwell there. In my presence, sin is exposed not by a pointing finger of accusation, but by the sheer brightness of my love. In my presence, the anxieties that grip your heart are soothed and silenced by a peace that surpasses all understanding. In my presence is the fullness of all joy, a deep, stable joy that is not dependent on your circumstances. Your primary focus in this new season must be the cultivation of my presence in your life. Everything else will flow from this. Your purpose, your power, your purity, it is all found in me. Let go of the striving. Let go of the religious performance. Simply learn to be with me. In the stillness, in the quiet, in the secret place, abiding in me, you will be purified, sanctified, and empowered for the mission I have given you. This is the secret to sustaining the holy stirring. As you learn to live in my presence and walk in your purpose, you must be prepared. You are now a greater threat to the kingdom of darkness than ever before. A soldier who is armed and commissioned is a target. Therefore, I am giving you a new level of spiritual discernment to recognize and defeat the deceptions of your enemy. As my light grows brighter in your life, the shadows have no choice but to flee, and the enemy's schemes, which once operated in the darkness of your ignorance, are being brought into the open. The enemy is not creative. He uses the same old tricks. His primary weapon is the lie. For years, he has whispered lies to you so subtly and for so long that you have begun to believe they are your own thoughts. The lie that you are not good enough. the lie that you will never change, the lie that your past mistakes have disqualified you, the lie that I am angry with you or disappointed in you. My child, this holy stirring is sharpening your spiritual senses. I am teaching you to distinguish my voice of truth, love, and grace from the enemy's voice of condemnation, fear, and accusation. I will show you where the adversary has established strongholds in your life. A stronghold is not a demon hiding in a corner. It is a fortress of lies built in your mind, a pattern of thinking that is contrary to my word. It may be a stronghold of rejection, where you constantly filter your experiences through the fear of being unwanted. It may be a stronghold of poverty, where you live in a constant mindset of lack, no matter how much I provide. It may be a stronghold of hopelessness, where you cannot imagine a positive future. By the light of my Spirit, I will show you these fortresses of deception, and by the power of my word, I will give you the authority to tear them down, brick by brick. Do not be ignorant of the devil's devices. I am equipping you to be wise as a serpent, yet innocent as a dove. You will not be deceived by counterfeit spirituality that mimics my power but denies my Son. You will not be swayed by false doctrines that twist my word to suit human desires. Your intimacy with me is your greatest protection. The more you know my voice, the more obvious the voice of the stranger becomes. Walk in this new discernment. You are being armed with the truth, and it is this truth that will set you and keep you absolutely free. We have now come to the heart of the matter. This entire holy stirring, this awakening, this preparation, this calling, is not a passive experience for you to simply observe. It requires a definitive, personal, and profound response from you. And the single most powerful response you can offer, the act that unlocks everything else, is the complete surrender of your will. This, my child, is the final frontier of your heart. It is the throne room. For a long time, you have been sitting on the throne of your own life. You have been in control, making the plans, and then asking me to come alongside as your helpful advisor to bless your agenda. I have been patient with you in this, but the season for it is over. The new thing I am doing requires a new arrangement. I am asking you now to willingly, lovingly, and trustedly vacate the throne, and to enthrone me as the one and only King of your life. I am looking for your yes to be absolute. I am seeking from the depths of your being a genuine cry of, not my will, but yours be done. This surrender is not a sign of weakness. It is your greatest act of strength. It is the moment you stop trusting in your own limited understanding and start trusting in my infinite wisdom. It is the moment you stop trying to control your life and instead entrust it to the one who created you and loves you beyond measure. Understand, this is not a one-time decision you make at an altar. It is a daily, sometimes moment-by-moment, choice. It is the continual yielding of your plans, your ambitions, your desires, and your rights at my feet. When your will clashes with mine, when you want to hold a grudge and I ask you to forgive, when you want to hold on to your money and I ask you to give, when you want to stay in your comfort zone and I ask you to take a risk, you will have a choice to make. Whose will shall be done? Your surrendered will becomes the conduit through which my power flows. It becomes the empty vessel I can fill. It becomes the blank page on which I can write my beautiful story for your life. Do not be afraid of what this will cost you. What you surrender to me, I do not destroy. I redeem and multiply it for my glory. Lay down your own will. It is the threshold of true freedom and the beginning of a life of supernatural effectiveness. You have just come to the point of surrender, and your heart has whispered, not my will, but yours be done. This, my child, is the first tangible step in walking that out. An act of giving is your surrender made visible, a powerful, material yes to the holy stirring in your soul. Your gift is more than support. It is a seed of your own obedience that allows my voice to reach another heart at their point of surrender. I have declared, give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down and running over. Test me now in this act of your yielded faith. Because you open your hand in surrender, I will open the windows of heaven over you. Now obey the stirring. Use super thanks, become a member, or give through the PayPal link. Show me your surrendered yes and watch what I do in response. My child, you have been anointed for your purpose and armed with my presence. You have now come to the most critical point, the surrender of your will. This is the key that unlocks your destiny. Please do not turn away from my voice now. To hear all this and not hear what comes next would be to hold the key in your hand but choose to remain in the prison cell. My heart yearns for you to take the next step. To stop listening now would be to disappoint the very core of my desire for your freedom. Listen to what you must do next. Once you have surrendered your will, the very next thing I will require of you is an action. Surrender is not passive resignation. It is the active positioning of your heart for a step of faith. My child, faith is not a feeling. It is a footstep. It is the action you take based on what I have said, even when every one of your circumstances screams the opposite. I am now calling you to step out of the boat. You know the boat I am talking about. It is the place of safety, security, and familiarity. It is your comfort zone. It is the collection of routines, mindsets, and relationships that feel predictable, even if they are unfulfilling. You have stayed in that boat for a very long time, watching the storm of the world rage around you. But this holy stirring is my voice calling to you from across the water. I am bidding you to come. I am calling you to a place of miracles, and miracles do not happen in the boat. They happen on the water. This will require you to take risks that defy logic and common sense. It will require a courage you do not feel you possess. Fear will scream at you. It will list all the reasons why you should stay in the boat. You will sink. You will look like a fool. He is not safe. What if God doesn't show up? My child, that is the voice of the enemy and the voice of your own natural mind. But my voice, the gentle whisper you are learning to hear, is calling you to a life of adventure, a life dependent on me. Your first step of faith is the most critical. It is the step that gives me the opportunity to demonstrate my supernatural power on your behalf. I cannot hold you up on the water if you will not get out of the boat. The moment your foot touches the water, you will find that my grace is there to meet you, to sustain you, and to enable you to do what is naturally impossible. So what is the boat for you? Is it that job you know I'm calling you to leave? Is it that difficult conversation you have been avoiding? Is it that act of generosity that feels impossibly large? Do not look at the wind and the waves. They will always be there. If you focus on the storm, you will sink. Keep your eyes fixed firmly on my Son. He is the author and the perfecter of your faith. He is on the water, and He is calling your name. It is time. Step out. As you learn to walk on the water, stepping out in faith where I lead, you will discover that this new way of living requires a new way of thinking. To maintain your balance on the waves, you must be unencumbered. You must be focused. This is why the holy stirring now calls you to the discipline of holy consecration. Consecration simply means to be set apart. It is the intentional act of setting yourself apart for my exclusive use. My child, to carry this new wine, you must be a consecrated vessel. A cup that is used for common, everyday things cannot be used at the King's table without first being cleansed and set apart for that single, holy purpose. This is not a call to a harsh, joyless legalism. It is an invitation into a deeper love affair with me, a love so compelling that all other things begin to pale in comparison. An athlete who is training for the prize does not see discipline as punishment. They see it as the necessary path to victory. They willingly give up certain foods, certain activity, and certain comforts because their eyes are fixed on the goal. Your goal is me. Listen closely, for I am not just talking about obvious sin. By my grace, you are already learning to turn from those things. Now, I am talking about the good and permissible things that have become weights, slowing you down and hindering your progress. I am speaking of the endless, mindless scrolling on your phone that numbs your soul and fills your mind with comparison and anxiety. I am speaking of the television shows and movies that, while entertaining, subtly plant seeds of fear, cynicism, and lust in the soil of your heart. I am speaking of the friendships that consistently pull you down, that encourage gossip and complaint rather than faith and gratitude. I will ask you to lay some of these things down, not because they are evil in themselves, but because they are hindering your intimacy with me. They are cluttering the sacred space where you and I are meant to commune. Every moment you spend consuming the noise of the world is a moment you are not consuming the bread of my presence. Consecration is the courageous act of saying no to the good so that you can say yes to the best. It is a life that declares, more than anything else in this world, I want you. A consecrated life becomes a powerful weapon in my hand and a brilliant, unmistakable signpost to a world that is lost and searching for something real. As you embrace this life of consecration, I must immediately guard your heart against a subtle and dangerous trap, the trap of religious striving. The enemy would love nothing more than for you to turn this beautiful act of love into a joyless performance, a new set of rules to follow in your own strength. My child, you have been running so hard for so long, trying to produce fruit for me. I see your exhaustion. I see the weariness in your soul from trying to be a better person, from striving to pray more, to love more, to do more. You have been trying to be both the vine and the branch. But my word is clear. I am the vine. You are the branch. A branch does not struggle or strain to produce grapes. A branch does not sit and worry about how it will muster up the energy to grow an apple. Its one and only job is to remain connected to the vine. It is to abide. The life, the nutrients, the strength, and the very DNA of the fruit are all drawn from the vine. The life of the vine naturally and effortlessly produces the fruit through the branch. The ultimate goal of this holy stirring is not to create a flurry of frantic activity for me. It is to lead you into a restful, joyful, and deeply fruitful abiding in me. All your work for me must flow from your walk with me. Apart from me, disconnected from your life source, you can do absolutely nothing of eternal value. You can be busy. You can run programs. You can organize events. But you cannot produce the authentic, life-giving fruit of my kingdom. This is why the discipline of consecration is so important. It is the act of cutting away all the other things you are trying to plug into for life, for validation, for peace. I am teaching you to find your entire identity, your complete strength, and your deepest peace in your connection to me. When you are abiding in me, the fruit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control will begin to appear in your life as the undeniable evidence of your connection. Stop striving. Stop performing. Your only job is to stay close to me. Sink your roots deep into my love. Draw your life from my presence. The secret to sustaining this holy stirring is not to try harder, but to abide more deeply. As you learn the joy of abiding in me, the true vine, you will become increasingly aware of the other branches that are also connected to me. This holy stirring, This new life cannot and must not be experienced in isolation. It is a corporate move of my spirit. Therefore, I am calling you to actively, intentionally, and sometimes painfully pursue reconciliation and unity with your brothers and sisters in Christ. I know this is difficult. I know you have been wounded by other believers. I see the scars on your heart from church hurt, from betrayal, from judgment, and from hypocrisy. I know there are people in my body you find it difficult to love, let alone be unified with. The fractured state of my family on earth breaks my heart, and it is a stumbling block to a world that I am trying to reach with my love. The enemy has used these divisions to keep my church weak, anemic, and ineffective. A single thread is easily broken, but a rope braided with many strands is incredibly strong. A single hot coal, removed from the fire, quickly grows cold. But together, the coals keep each other burning brightly. I am calling you to be a healer of the breach. This will require immense humility from you. It will require you to lay down your offenses, even when you were the one who was wronged. It will require you to lay down your personal preferences for style and tradition for the sake of your brother or sister. It will require you to lay down your pride and be the first to apologize, the first to extend a hand of fellowship. The promise I give you is astounding. Where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, in true, heartfelt unity, there I am in their midst in a way that manifests my power. The world will not know that you are my disciples because your doctrine is perfect or because your programs are impressive. They will know you are my disciples by the supernatural, unconditional, and shocking love you have for one another. A unified church, a family that truly loves one another despite their differences, is the vessel I have chosen to display my manifold wisdom and power in these last days. Do not wait for the other person to make the first move. Be the agent of unity I am calling you to be. The power of this holy stirring depends on it. My child, as you abide in me and begin to bear the beautiful fruit of my Spirit, you must prepare for another work of my love. Every branch in me that bears fruit I prune. Not because I am angry with it, not because it is failing, but for one reason alone, so that it may bear even more fruit. Do not resent my pruning shears. They are guided by the loving, wise hand of the master gardener. This is one of the deepest and most difficult truths to embrace. You can understand when I deal with sin in your life, but you do not understand why I am asking you to lay down that activity, that commitment, or that relationship when it seems good and fruitful. But I can see the whole tree. I see the branch that is growing in the wrong direction. I see the branch that is producing good fruit, but is draining life and energy that is needed for an even greater harvest elsewhere. I see the sucker branch that is consuming resources but will never produce anything of lasting value. My pruning is an act of loving wisdom. I am cutting away the good to make room for the best. This process can be painful. The pruning shears may come in the form of a closed door, a lost opportunity, a changing relationship, or a season where I call you to be still and quiet when you would rather be active. I may be pruning your schedule, asking you to let go of commitments that are draining you and keeping you from your primary calling. I may be pruning your dependencies, removing sources of security or validation so that you will learn to depend on me alone. It will feel like a loss. You will be tempted to question my goodness and my wisdom. But I implore you, trust the vine dresser. I know what is needed to maximize your harvest. Every cut is precise and purposeful. The result of this pruning will be a life that is more focused, more potent, and that produces an abundance of kingdom fruit that remains. Do not fight the process. Do not cling to the branches I am trying to remove. Surrender to my loving, skillful hand. The pain of the pruning is temporary, but the joy of the increased harvest is eternal. You are learning to live a consecrated life, to abide in me, to walk in unity, and to endure my loving pruning. I have made you a strong and fruitful branch, but this fruitfulness will attract opposition. I implore you, do not stop listening here. To do so would be to walk into enemy territory beautifully prepared, yet completely unaware of the battle plan. It would grieve my spirit to see you caught off guard. I must now teach you how to stand and fight from the victory my Son has already won for you. Stay with me a little longer. As you become more consecrated, more fruitful, more unified, and more pruned for my purposes, you must understand a critical reality. This will inevitably provoke opposition from the kingdom of darkness. This holy stirring is an act of war against the enemy's territory, and he will not sit idly by. You will feel his attacks. They may come as thoughts of fear, accusation, and doubt. They may come through the words or actions of people who are being used to discourage or distract you. They may come as sudden, unexplainable obstacles and frustrations. My child, do not be surprised by this, and do not be afraid. You have felt these attacks before, and you have felt weary from the fight. You have often fought as if you were a victim, as if the outcome of the battle was in doubt. I am here to completely change your posture. I am not calling you to fight for victory that was won completely and irrevocably at the cross. I am calling you to fight from the victory my Son has already secured. The battle has already been won. Your job is not to win it again. Your job is to enforce the victory that is already yours. This is why I have commanded you to put on the full armor that I have provided. It is not to protect a soldier heading into a questionable battle. It is the uniform of a victor who is standing their ground. Our battle is not against flesh and blood. It is not against your spouse, your boss, or your neighbor. It is against spiritual forces of darkness. Therefore, you must learn to use the spiritual weapons of your warfare. Your primary weapons are my name, which has all authority, my blood, which has cleansed you and disarmed the accuser, and my word, which is the sword of the Spirit. These are not weak, symbolic weapons. They are mighty for the tearing down of strongholds. Your praise is a weapon. Your prayer is a weapon. Your unity with other believers is a weapon. So stand firm, my beloved. When the attack comes, do not retreat into fear. Stand your ground, clothed in my armor, and enforce the victory that Jesus has won for you. The enemy is already a defeated foe. As you learn to stand firm in the victory my Son has won, you must now learn to walk in the authority that comes with it. For too long, you have approached me in prayer like a powerless beggar, hoping for a few scraps from the table of a distant king. I am here to radically change your understanding. You are not a beggar. You are not a slave. You are my child. You are a son, a daughter, a joint heir with Christ himself. You have been adopted into the royal family of heaven, and you have been given the authority of the family name, the name of Jesus. With this holy stirring comes a new and profound understanding of the authority you carry. I have given you this authority not to be stored on a shelf, but to be used to advance my kingdom on earth. I have given you authority to trample on serpents and scorpions, and to overcome all the power of the enemy. So I say to you, stop praying like a victim. Stop describing your problems to me in endless detail as if I am not aware of them, and as if you are powerless to affect them. Start commanding like a child of the King. Use the authority I have given you. This is not for selfish gain or for building your own kingdom. It is for binding the works of darkness and loosing the works of heaven here on earth. You are to command sickness to leave in the name of Jesus. You are to command the spirit of fear and anxiety to be silent. You are to bind confusion and lose peace over your family. You must understand, this authority is not rooted in your own might. your own charisma, or your own holiness. It is rooted entirely in your position in Christ. You are seated with Him in heavenly places, far above all principality and power. You are not fighting up towards the enemy. You are standing above him and enforcing his defeat. So walk in humility, knowing that this power is not your own, but also walk in the full, confident knowledge of who you are and whose you are. You are a child of the Most High God, an ambassador of the kingdom of heaven, and you have been vested with the authority of the King. It is time you started walking in it. My child, as you begin to walk in this new level of authority and purpose, it is vital that you also adopt an eternal perspective. This holy stirring is not an end in itself. It is a preparation. It is a readying of my bride for the return of the King. The troubles of this day, the anxieties about tomorrow, the pressures of your work, and the strains in your relationships have consumed your vision. You have been living as if this world is your permanent home, and its temporary problems are your ultimate reality. I am calling you now to lift your eyes from the dust and to look toward the horizon. Is stirring you feel in your spirit is the sound of my footsteps approaching. It is the first light that streaks across the sky just before the dawn of a new and eternal day. Do not let your heart be troubled or consumed by the fleeting affairs of this life. Live each day with a sense of purpose. Yes, but let that purpose be framed by an eternal perspective. I am building in you a holy longing, a homesickness not for the things of earth, but for your true heavenly home. The more you taste of my presence here, the more you will long for the day when you will see me face to face. This hope is not wishful thinking. It is a confident, steadfast expectation in my faithfulness. It is the anchor for your soul in the midst of the storms of this life. It is what will keep you from giving up when the battle is long and weary. Let your hope in my soon return purify your motives and your actions. Live today in a way that matters for eternity. Store up your treasure in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy. Let the reality of my return cause you to live with a new urgency, a new passion, and a new focus. Lift up your head and your heart, my beloved, for your redemption, and my glorious appearing draws near. The best is yet to come. My child, I do not want you to grow weary in doing good. I know that in this season of stirring, of pruning, and of consecration, you have planted seeds of love and faith in soil that has often seemed hard and barren. You have watered those seeds with your tears. You have prayed prayers that seemed to have gone unanswered. You have performed acts of obedience in the secret place, with no recognition or applause, and you have wondered if any of it makes a difference. You look at the hardness of your loved one's heart, the brokenness in your community, the darkness in the world, and you are tempted to believe that your labor has been for nothing. I am here today to give you a promise. Your labor in me is never in vain. Every prayer whispered in faith, every act of kindness done in my name, every tear of intercession you have cried, not one hath been wasted. They are seeds, and the season of harvest is coming. I am preparing to do immeasurably more than all you could ask or imagine, according to my power that is at work within you. The seeds you have sown in this season of holy stirring will produce a harvest of righteousness that will astound you. You will see souls saved that you thought were unreachable. You will see lives completely transformed that you thought were hopeless. You will see your family renewed and your community touched by my glory. The days are coming, says the Lord, when the reaper will overtake the plowman, a time of supernatural acceleration, where you will see the fruit of your labor appear suddenly and powerfully. So do not lose heart. Do not give up. Prepare your barns, my child. Prepare your heart to receive the ingathering that is coming. The harvest will be great, and the joy you will experience in being a part of it will erase the memory of every hardship you endured along the way. Your faithfulness in the planting season is guaranteeing your joy in the harvest season. My beloved child, we come now to the ultimate purpose of it all. This holy stirring in your heart is a whisper of a cosmic reality. It is the prelude to the ultimate fulfillment of my eternal promise. You look at the world, and you see so much that is broken. You see sickness, injustice, hatred, and death. Your heart cries out, "How long, O Lord?" And I answer you now, not for much longer. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. I am the one who spoke this creation into existence, and I am the one who is bringing all of history to its glorious and triumphant conclusion in me. The former things, the sin that has entangled you, the sorrow that has broken your heart, the pain that has afflicted your body, and the death that has stolen your loved ones, are all passing away. Your time is almost up. This stirring you feel is the first light of the dawn of a new creation. It is the sound of the trumpets in the distance. It is the first tremors of a new heaven and a new earth where righteousness dwells, where there will be no more tears, no more pain, and no more night. For I myself will be your light. You are a part of this grand story. You are not a spectator. You are a key player in this final, glorious act. The life you live today, the choices you make, the love you show, it all matters. It is all being woven into the magnificent tapestry of my redemptive plan. So remain faithful, my beloved child. Stand firm. Endure to the end. For the one who has called you, the one who has stirred you, the one who has saved you, is faithful, and he will surely bring it to pass. Behold, I am making all things new. You have heard my promise to make all things new, and your spirit has cried out, "Use me in this final act." This is how. The holy stirring you feel is the dawn of my new creation, and your giving is a prophetic investment in the great harvest of souls that will be part of it. When you give, you become my partner in this glorious renewal, sending the light of my word into the darkness to make an old life new. This is your appointed moment to act on everything you have heard. Remember my law of the harvest. Whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows bountifully will also reap bountifully. For every seed you sow into this eternal work, I will cause all grace to abound to you. Act now in faith. Give through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, and join me in the work of making all things new. My child, before our conversation for this moment concludes, I want to give you an opportunity to anchor these truths deep within your spirit. Everything you have heard, the call out of slumber, the preparation of your heart, the fresh outpouring of my spirit, is my personal invitation to you. This holy stirring is not a distant concept. It is a present reality for your life, beginning at this very moment. To seal this word in your heart and make it your own, I invite you to make a declaration of faith. Let it be a marker of this moment, a flag of surrender planted in the fertile soil of your life. In the space provided for your response, I want you to write these words not merely as a comment for others, but as a prayer between us, an act of your will. My God, I receive this holy stirring. I say yes to you. When you do this, you are not just typing words. You are partnering with my spirit in a profound way. You are telling your own soul what you choose to believe, silencing doubt and fear with your obedience. Your declaration will become a testament of faith, a beacon of light that will encourage countless others who feel this same stirring and need the courage to embrace it. You will see that you are not alone in this journey. You are joining a remnant that is rising across the earth, a family being awakened to my purposes. And now go forth, my beloved. Walk in the reality of what has been spoken. Live in the expectation of what is to come. And know that I am with you, I am for you, and the holy work I have begun in you, I will surely complete. Amen. If you believe in me, your Heavenly Father, then like this video and leave a heartfelt amen in the comments. If you want to stay closer to me, then subscribe to this channel.